Hello everyone. So for today, we will be discussing about Module 16, modeling and representing a quadratic functions. So before we proceed, let's just review how to plot the points in a Cartesian plane. So let's go ahead and have plot the points on the graph for these examples. So this is how Cartesian plane looks like. So just to recall, the horizontal line is for the x-axis, and then the vertical line is for the y-axis. So we have here the first numbers are for the x-axis, so we call it the x-coordinate, and then the second numbers are for the y-axis or for the y-coordinate. So let's start. For number 1, we have point 0, 0. So x is 0 and then y is 0. So this is also what we call the origin. So this is point 0, 0. So next we have 0, 5. So x-axis is 0. And then for our y-axis, it is 5. So from 0, we need to go to 5 in the y-axis. So this is point 0, 5. So next we have number 3, negative 2, 5. So from the y-axis, where's negative 2? Okay. And then the y-axis is 5. So we have positive 5. So this is our point, negative 2 and 5. For number 4, we have negative 3 and negative 5. So from our x-axis, it's negative 3. And then for our y-axis, it's negative 5. Okay. So this is point, negative 3 and negative 5. And then for last number 5, we have 4, negative 3. So 4 and then negative 3. So this is point 4 and negative 3. So again, that is how we plot the points in our Cartesian plane. So for our discussion today, the graph of a quadratic function is a curve called a parabola. So parabolas may open upward or downward and may vary in width or steepness. So, but they all have the same basic U-shape. So pwede siyang parabola that is opening upward, so talagang parang U siya, or the inverted U, which is a parabola opening downward. So to determine whether the parabola is opening upward or downward, so we must take the equation into the account. Okay, so we need to look at the value of our A. So if A is greater than 0, so ibig sabihin, yung A natin is a positive number, then we say that the parabola opens upward. Okay? And then if the A is less than 0, so that is when your A is negative, then the parabola opens downwards. Okay. So let's have an example. So let's have this example wherein our A is 2. A is a positive number, so therefore, our parabola should open upward. So first of all, we need to enter the values of the x and y into our table. So in this case, the values of x is already given. All we need to do is to find the values of y. And how to do that? We need to substitute the given values of x to the equation y is equal to 2x squared minus 4x minus 5. So, before, we've already discussed kung paano natin hinahanap ang values ni y by the means of substituting the values of x. So, in this case, if x is equal to negative 2, the value of y is 11. So, paano natin nakuha si 11? From this equation, lahat ng x natin, pinalitan lang natin ng negative 2. So, 2, and then yung x natin naging negative 2, minus 4, yung x natin naging negative 2, and then minus 5. And then solve. So we have negative 2 squared is 4. So negative 4 times negative 2 is positive 8. And then the rest, you just need to copy. So that is how we get the value of our y. So now, y is equal to 11. So from here, kailangan lang natin hanapin or isolve if x is equal to negative 1 and so on. So if x is equal to negative 1, so again substitute, we have y is equal to 1. If x is equal to 0, substitute, we'll have y is equal to negative 5. If x is equal to 1, then we have y is equal to negative 7. And then if x is equal to 2, y is equal to negative 5. If x is equal to 3, y is equal to 1. And then if x is equal to 4, we have y is equal to 11. So now that we already have we already have completed the values for x and y, we can proceed now to plot the points in our given graph. So again, we have this table, yung ginawa natin kanina. So the values, kailangan natin siyang kuhain or i-plot dito sa ating Cartesian plane. So, let's plot negative 2 and then 11. So, negative 2 and then positive, this is 10, so the next line should be 11. So, negative 2, 11. So, this is the point, negative 2, 11. Next is negative 1 and then 1. So, this is negative 1 and then 1. Ang layo. And then 0, negative 5. 0, negative 5. Okay, and the next is, we have 1 and then negative 7. So, this is 1. This is negative 7. And the next is 2 and then negative 5. Okay, next is 3, 1. Okay. And then the last one is 4 and then 11. Okay, kung mapapansin nyo, may mga kapartner siya, diba? If you're going to draw a line horizontally, so may pair siya. So now from here, the next thing that we need to do is to connect the dots. Okay. So nauna yung negative 2, 11. Next is negative 1, 1. Okay. So kailangan natin siyang i-connect in order. So medyo paling, pero okay. Next. There are actually applications that you can use if you wanted to get a perfect graph. But this is what our parabola would look like. So it opens, it's a parabola opening upward. Again, we already know that kanina pa lang kasi our a is greater than 0 or a is positive. Now, the next thing is that yung number that is on the lowest point on our graph, this is what we call the minimum. Okay. So, minimum, siya yung nasa or pinaka-lowest point ng ating parabola. And that is 1 and negative 7. So, the parabola opens upwards and the minimum value is at point 1, negative 7. So, let's have another example. If a is less than 0 or if a is negative, therefore, our parabola should open downwards. So, again, our a here is negative 1. So, we have the table of values. So, substitute the given values of x to the equation, negative x squared plus 4x minus 1. So, again, substitute natin si negative 1 to the equation. We have negative 6 And then if x is 0, we have y is equal to negative 1. If our x is equal to 2, we have y is equal to 3. If x is equal to 3, we have y is equal to 2. If x is equal to 4, y is equal to negative 1. And if x is equal to 5, we have y is equal to negative 6. So now that we already have our table, next step is let's go ahead and graph or plot the points from the table of values to our Cartesian plane. So we have negative 1, negative 6. This is negative 1. This is negative 6. And then 0, negative 1. This is 0, negative 1. And then we have 1, and then 2, positive 2. And then we have 2, 3. This is 2, and then this is 3. And then we have 3, 2. And then 4, negative 1. And then 5, and then negative 6. Okay, and then from here, let's connect the dots to form a parabola. So there, our parabola opens downward. Again, kasi ang ating A ay negative or is less than 0. So ano ang ating maximum point? Okay, bakit siya maximum? Kasi open downwards and the maximum value is at 0.23. So, the maximum, okay, yung pinaka-highest point, is if our A is negative. Wherein the minimum, if A naman is positive, of the parabola is called the vertex. So, other than the terms maximum and minimum, we also call it the vertex of the parabola. So, how are we gonna know if we will be having a minimum or a maximum value? So, again, kapag A is negative natin, di ba, ang ating parabola ay opening downwards. Okay. Therefore, yung highest point niya ay nasa taas. Okay. So, maximum. Now, if A naman is positive, di ba, ang parabola natin is opening upward. So, therefore, ang ating minimum point or yung pinakamababang point ng ating parabola, yun ang ating tinatawag na minimum or ang ating vertex. So now, is there another way to find the vertex of the parabola? Kasi a while ago, nahanap natin yung vertex natin by finding the values of x and y, and then through that, we need to plot the points to the Cartesian plane or to the graph. And then from there, kung ano yung pinakamataas or pinakamababo, the maximum and the minimum, that's our vertex. Okay, so that is when we will determine. However, paano kung ayaw mo nang i-graph or hindi mo, gusto mo lang malaman kung ano yung vertex mo or kung ano yung maximum or yung minimum point ng inyong parabola? So we can also use this formula, x is equal to negative b over 2a. And then, that is for the x-coordinate. And then, once you have the x-coordinate, you can use that value, substitute the value to the given equation to get the value of y. So, let's have this example. Yung example number 1 natin kanina. So, let's try. So, the solution, first, we need to find x using the formula. So, identify natin kung ano yung values ni A and yung values ni B. So, on this given equation, A is 2 and B is negative 4. So, substitute B, okay, so we'll have negative times negative 4 over 2 times 2. So we'll have negative times negative is positive over 2 times 2 is 4, and that is equal to 1. Okay, once you have the value of x, proceed to finding the value of y. So we need to just substitute, okay, yung x is equal to 1 to the given quadratic equation. Y is equal to 2x squared minus 4x minus 5. So again, if we are saying substitute, that simply means that lahat ng value ni x magiging 1. Okay. So we'll have y is equal to 2 times 1 squared minus 4 times 1 minus 5. Okay, multiply. 2 times 1 is 2. Copy. Minus 4 and minus 5. So solve. We have y is equal to negative 7. So from here, we say that the vertex is at point 1 and negative 7. So that is all for our today's lesson. So I hope you've learned and you will be able to answer our module. That's all. Thank you.